Hello everybody. Just a few thoughts about my childhood. I was thinking this morning of an event that occurred that I'd like to share with you. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I was born in a coal mining camp in the mountains of East Tennessee. I was born in 1938. My first memory of that coal mining camp was when I was 3.5 years old. I was standing in a rocking chair and someone had been working on it and had put a nail through one of the seat posts, and when I fell through it cut my leg, and my sister happened to be there when it happened, and she said that I was 3.5. That scar has faded over the years, but even now when I get a tan, I can see a small portion of that scar. And it takes me back to the mining camp in the mountains of East Tennessee. And I reflect on some of the things that I experienced. Shortly after that, my father was promoted to superintendent of the coal company, and we moved into a larger house that was located closer to the railroad track that ran on the other side of the creek, which was the main line that went up to the other coal mining camps. Now, at this time, I must have been 5 or 5.5 years old. At that time, when you would go into, and we had this on our wall, we had paintings of Jesus. In fact, we had more than one. You would go into your friends' homes, and they also had paintings of Jesus. So I knew exactly what Jesus looked like because I had been seeing these paintings all my life. Most of you all probably, if you're old enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because practically everywhere you went in the South, you would find a painting of Jesus. So I was one day playing at the side of the house where we lived, the larger house that we moved into, and I happened to look over on the railroad track, and I saw Jesus walking up the railroad track. And I knew it was Jesus because the image was identical, or the person, the vision that I was seeing was identical to what I had been seeing in the paintings hanging on the wall. So I knew it was Jesus. And I stood there in amazement as Jesus walked up the railroad track and walked out of sight. That memory has never left me, and I think of it often. You might be saying, well, what did he see? Did I see a lady, because all the paintings, Jesus had long hair, did I see a lady wearing a robe walking up the railroad track? Or did I see some kind of vision? Did I see an angel? But that vision and belief in Jesus has stayed with me all these years. Being 5 or 5.5 years old, I was of the age before accountability, but I have always believed in Jesus. From that time standing out beside my house in a mining camp in the mountains of East Tennessee, when to my mind as a young boy, there was no doubt I saw Jesus walking up the railroad track. Well, thank you very much for listening to that story. We'll see you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.